Hello everybody, this is Me Reading Stuff. I'm your host. I am an artist and a detective, Ramen O'Neil. That's R-A-M-E-N-O-N-E-I-L, Ramen O'Neil. Here are some things I love about being alive. I'm going to just start listing things. Let's go with being left alone is nice. Like a quiet day, quiet afternoon, quiet life is nice. No calls, no text, nothing. Just goodbye. Goodbye, world. Pets' bellies going up and down when they sleep. I've talked about this before. I could watch it all day. I haven't looked that up on YouTube, but I bet there are compilations of that. But I've got my own little Frankie cat to watch her belly go up and down, and I love it. I do it when by the way, let me check this calendar. Day 27 of Yoga with Adrienne's 30-day challenge I just completed. I've done it every day. First thing when I get up, you guys. It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty proud. I'm very, very proud of myself. Oh yeah, and so if you practice with Adrienne, practice yoga with Adrienne, you'll see she's got her little cute dog named Benji, and half the time I'm so distracted because I just watch him. He's always so relaxed, and his little chest or belly is always going up and down when he breathes, and I love it so much. Okay, other things I like about being alive. Here's something I love. When people use turn signals. I fall in love with every car that uses a turn signal. That's basically all I need to know about a person. It's the same as when you recognize that someone you know or just went to lunch with is a great tipper. These are the people you want in your life. The turn signal users and the good tippers. In fact, if you're not both of these, then get the fuck out of here. Goodbye, everybody. You're not welcome. I love rubbing my eyes. I've been doing that a lot today because I have horrible allergies. My mom was always like, don't rub your eyes. You're going to get wrinkles early. And I did get wrinkles early, and I don't care because the rubbing of the eyes is... I do kind of care, but I love rubbing my eyes. That's good. Those are some good things. Being alone, pets, turn signals, good tippers, and rubbing your eyes. There you go. Recommendation Corner. Who's ready for Recommendation Corner? I'm going to give you... I like this idea of giving you just one, although maybe something else will occur to me. But the big one I'm going to give to you is the documentary Sid and Judy. It is about Sid Luft and Judy Garland and their marriage and the later years of Judy, basically. If you love Judy Garland, like I do, and like everybody... Who doesn't love Judy Garland? If you don't love Judy Garland, then I don't know. I don't understand. But there's this one, so I'm a big fan of her Star is Born movie and The Man That Got Away performance. And they showed that they filmed it for months and months and filmed like 27 versions of it or something. And each one was equally as amazing. They changed their outfits. They changed the background. They changed the colors of the scene. Anyway, if you're a fan of The Man That Got Away, her performance of that, which is, for me, it's the best musical performance in any musical I've ever seen. And her voice and her mannerisms and just everything. It's one of the most perfect scenes in movie history for me. So to get to know these details about that, but also just the tragedy of late Judy, just really of her whole life, but also how she's so much fun and delightful and people loved her. I mean, I don't know. There's a few people as intriguing and I don't know. She's just fascinating. The more you learn, the more you want to know. I also learned that she liked Chinese food and spaghetti, which all I really want to know about people is their food habits. That's kind of all I need to know about you. That's really all I want you to know about me, too. Actually, that's not true. I just told you about a million things about me, and I'll continue to do so. But that's my favorite thing for people to know about me. If you know how I am about food, then you'll know me. Did you guys know that I didn't eat in a restaurant from second grade until I was in college? Did you know that? Let me know. Get back to me. All right. Without further ado, let's start reading. We're going to read from an old standard here. Old standard at Me Reading Stuff. The Robert Bly book, The Winged Energy of Delight. as it says on the front by Jane Hirschfeld, dazzling, a passionate feast. That's exactly what I'd say. Can you imagine if I just casually said it like that? Yeah, you guys, the winged energy of delight is just a dazzling, passionate feast. Anyway, these are selected translations, poems from Europe, Asia, and the Americas. This was published by HarperCollins in 2004. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can purchase it for yourself. I highly recommend it. This is probably my top 10 anthologies of all time, maybe top 10 poetry books of all time. Let me just read to you guys. For those of you that didn't hear, because I've read from Mirabai, Kabir, Transtromer. I think I did read Juan Ramon Jimenez, Isa, Cesar Vallejo. There's also Hafez, Rumi, Horace, Ghalib. I mean, it's just endless. I think, sadly, there's only one female in this whole list, but, that would be different if it were published now, I'm sure. So let's just be considerate of the time when this was put out. But yeah, this book is just treasure after treasure. There's very few pages that I'm not obsessed with. So I'm going to be reading you an Antonio Machado poem from the book. All I really know about Antonio Machado was he was born in Seville in 1875. He died, I think he lived to be pretty old, maybe not. No, he died in 1939. So, I mean, that's okay, right? What else? I like it when I don't know about people. I'm just going to make some shit up for you. He was the inspiration behind Andre the Giant's wrestling persona. He was obsessed with capers, and he always wished his first name was Donna. That is Antonio Machado for you. Here it is, 14 poems chosen from moral proverbs and folk songs. All right. 1. The eye you see is not an eye because you see it. It is an eye because it sees you. 2. To talk with someone, ask a question first, then listen. 3. Narcissism is an ugly fault, and now it's a boring fault too. 4. But look in your mirror for the other one who walks by your side. 5. Between living and dreaming, there is a third thing. Guess it. 6. Look for your other half who walks always next to you and tends to be what you aren't. 7. In my solitude, I have seen things very clearly that were not true. 8. Form your letters slowly and well. Making things well is more important than making them. 9. What the poet is searching for is not the fundamental I, but the deep you. 10. Beyond living and dreaming, there is something more important. Waking up. 11. Pay attention now. A heart that's all by itself is not a heart. 12. If it's good to live, then it's better to be asleep dreaming. And best of all, mother, is to awake. 13. When I am alone, how close my friends are. When I am with them, how distant they are. 14. But art? It is pure and intense play. So it is like pure and intense life. So it is like pure and intense fire. You'll see the coal burning. There we go. My breath went away. I slammed the book down. Haven't slammed a book down in quite some time. And it feels good. There's so many thoughts coming to me fast and furious while reading it. It is a passionate feast, this book. So there's this one part where he said about narcissism is an ugly fault and now it's a boring fault too. I don't know why, but the way it's written reminds me of on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the, original one, when Willy Wonka says, somebody is saying something about a bad habit. It's that jerky girl. I don't know the movie all that well, to be honest with you, but I know the little snotty girl says something about something's a bad habit. And he just looks at her, Gene Wilder just looks at her and he goes, I know of a worse one. It's so perfect. Anyway, something about that narcissism part felt like that. And the idea of, I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts about form your letters slowly and well. Making things well is more important than making them. I sort of have that belief. You know, people are always like, it's all in the doing. It's the process. I just sounded, for anybody who watches Young and the Restless, I just sounded like Devon. Yeah, he always talks like this. Wait, let me see if I can do it. Well, I do tend to believe that. He's such a... God, he's a weird character. He's worth watching the show just to watch Devon, to be honest with you. Anyway, form your letters slowly and well. Making things well is more important than making them. I have a feeling a lot of you, especially Americans, will disagree with that. But I disagree with you because I do think doing things well is very important. I think that's what we should strive for. Always. I want to be my best self. I want to even if you're just, again, if you're just making yourself a plate of pasta or something, you should do that well. I mean, and then you should also know to give yourself a break, obviously. But anyway, this is talking more about poetry and making and that sort of thing. So, you know, I really believe that when it comes to making art, obviously. That's why I hold back so many drawings because so many suck. And I'm a human being, so they're not all going to be awesome. But I'm striving to make them really, really good. And that's what I expect of myself. And then even with reading, you know, when people are really like, I mean, even Fran Lebowitz, if anybody's watching the Fran Lebowitz documentary series that I was talking about last week, which I highly recommend again. And those of you that have gotten back to me and are watching it love it as much as we do. I know Fran is somebody who says, as long as people are reading, I'm fine with it. I'm not that way. I'm like, no, read good literature. Read good poems. They're there for a reason. If you're only on Earth for around, you know, anywhere from, well, you could die anytime. So you could be around for 20 years, you could be around for 50 years or 100 years. No matter what, you have a limited lifespan, right? Why would you not want to put good things in your life, things that are written well, things that challenge you? I do not understand it. Michael Silverblatt of Bookworm, he agrees with me. So anyway, I know we all have different opinions about that, but anyway, so the Winged Energy of Delight, it is a passionate feast and I highly recommend it. Questions. Let's do questions. What is your favorite item in your house? One thing. I guess this is that typical question. What would you take out for the fire? I mean, if there's a fire, not your animal, let's just assume your animal's safe, your families are safe, your kids are safe, but an item. Who is the nicest person you've ever met? And conversely, who is the, not rudest, who is the most annoying person you've ever met? I know someone. See, now I just sounded like Gene Wilder. I knew an annoying person. I knew a real annoying person. What would you rather have? A stomach ache or a headache? Me? I'd much rather have a headache. But sadly for me, I have stomach ache pretty much 24/7. And what would you rather eat? A slice of Brie or a piece of pineapple? That's fun. I don't know where those two things came from, but that's fun. Me, I would go with the Brie, man. Doesn't Brie seem like a 90s cheese? Like, Brie was a big deal in the 90s. I swear to God, I'm going to go get some Brie right now and some crackers. I might. I wasn't planning on leaving the house today. That's Devon from Young and the Restless. But he's always asking questions. All right, I'm going to ask my last question in the voice of Devon. Is there an actor that you think doesn't get enough recognition? And he's always like he's kind of like weak at the end. Is there an actor you think doesn't get enough recognition or something like that? This is only fun for Damien and me because I don't think anybody listens to Young and the Restless. Watches it who listens to this. You know what? I'm going to find a clip of Devon and I'm going to add this to the description in the podcast if you want to see. Because I'm nailing it. I am nailing it? Those are my questions. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at ROBYN_ONEIL. That's Robin O'Neill. Check out my website, robinoneil.com. And if you want to shop on the website, there is a shop. You can get a book of mine for my big book. It is called 20 Years of Drawings. And you can only get it through me nowadays. So if you need it or you want it as a gift for an art-loving friend, to somebody who likes drawings or landscapes, or 40-year-old men, you need my book. I've got stickers, I've got modeliers, I've got all sorts of yarn-related items. What else do I have? I'm looking around. Is that it? Oh, I have postcards that I've designed. I have another book of men in their heads, these collages I made. But the stickers are really fun. I mean, the stickers are an easy commitment and really fun. And I do have a very small selection of modeliers left. So this might be one of your last chances to get them for a while. So I'm just warning you, this is your time. And I was gonna do ceramics. I am doing ceramics. I'm nonstop making ceramics, but they won't be posted for a while because I had to prioritize some things. So that's just, and I'm being very easygoing with myself about it. I've been making drawings nonstop, which is really my real job, besides being a detective. We shall find peace. We shall hear angels. We shall see the sky sparkling with diamonds. Lord, I hope so. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening and weekend. Goodbye.